is Esperanza Leon, and we're here at Solar in East Hampton, which is a gallery that I've been running since 2001. And we are in the current exhibition, which is called Mediums, and it was co-curated by myself and Erwin Levy, and we feature the work of 4 artists who are Nanette Carter, the first one, Zoraida Bedoya, Darlene Charnecko, and Farine Butt. And that's it. This piece is titled Bouquet for Loving, and it is actually #1 in a series that has that name, Bouquet for Loving, by Nanette Carter. And the title goes back to a tribute that she is paying to her mentor, Alvin Loving, who was an artist that she met out in the Hamptons in the 70s. And he died actually in 2005, and she wanted to pay homage to him, so she started doing this series, and they are typical of her style of sort of being a kind of plant life, very organic material that comes directly out of her imagination. But it's also had the connotation of being very appropriate for the times that we're living, of war and a need for peace and love, thus Bouquet for Loving. This piece, also by Nanette Carter, is titled Bouquet for Loving #9. It is also, like #1, a piece from 2009. And I didn't mention the fact that these are all oil on mylar, which is a really luscious material that Nanette Carter has been using for over 15 years. And this particular piece is interesting because it's typical of her work in the sense of the mylar being affixed directly to the wall, which in a sense then creates a frameless piece. And all of these pieces that she creates are collages, and so it makes for a really beautiful mural explosion of color right on the wall. This is an interesting sculptural work by Zoraida Bedoya, and it actually is composed of ceramic. The artist started using ceramic in her work in recent times, and since her work had always reflected domestic objects such as furniture pieces like mattresses and chairs, suitcases, things that you would find in the home, she started recreating these elements in ceramics. And this particular one is bed coils, and they are indeed made from a ceramic that would appear to be a rusted metal, and it really has a way of tricking the eye, and the material being ceramic to me denotes a fragility, which is sort of an interesting element to include with this work in furniture. These are 2 very good examples of Darlene Charnecko's most recent work, and what's interesting about the pairing of these 2 is the one on the right is from her White Weave series, and it is a piece that really goes back to her beginnings with mixed media, in the sense of using nails almost as an element of writing. So they appear to be like a manuscript, and also then start evolving into some kind of a cityscape. The piece on the left then, as she has continued evolving her work, includes other materials, which in particular, one in particular being resin. And so she does a resin pour, and in between layers does painting. And so this particular work, which reflects a lot of her recent investigations, has the appearance of a map or a topography, as well as a biological aspect to it. And in a sense, both works from both series are very organic in that respect. But all in all, her work is really very sculptural, and this comes across in both of these works. This very uplifting painting by Farine Butt is titled Akasa, number 131. It is part of a series titled Akasa, which is Sanskrit, and it means space. But there's more to it than just meaning space. There's this sort of an element of movement in the universe. And really, Farine is exploring these ideas of spirituality and meditation in her works. What is most notable about her technique is that she uses a pointillist technique, which is quite ancient. And in particular, this one, her work uses Nihonga pointillism, which originated in Asia. And what that means is she's actually using ground stones, semi-precious and precious stones in her work. So there is, which is sort of difficult to capture in reproduction, there is a shimmer to all of the surfaces of her paintings.